Hello friends, wizards, witches and muggles. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Today's video is really special because it's one that I've wanted to do for a long time since I moved out 2 months ago. After I moved, I had to change my Harry Potter shelves. In fact, I bought brand new ones and these are the Billy bookcases from IKEA that you're going to see today. And it's been a long, lengthy process trying to find homes for all of my Wizarding World things and making everything look right. I'm slowly getting there and it's ready enough to show you. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you a brand new updated Harry Potter bookshelf tour. I'm very excited. So before we get started, if you're brand new to my channel, hello, welcome. Don't forget you can click the subscribe button if you'd like to become part of our weird magical online family. Okay, I don't think I'm ready for this. Let's get this bookshelf tour started. So at the top of my bookshelves on the left hand side, I've got the Slughorn Hourglass. Now this piece is beautiful. It's one of my favorite replicas. Now why is it up here? Because it's extremely fragile. It's made out of glass, but oh, it's just so beautiful. So you can get these from Noble Collection. They're still available. It's got some really big Slytherin vibes. Now of course, Professor Slughorn back in his day was head of Slytherin, so that's why his hourglass looks like this. Now I have tried to test if it is an hour, but I always forget after about 40 minutes, so I still don't know. I need to test that soon. Anyway, so that's the first things on my shelf. So moving over to the right on the top of my shelves. Now this is the last section up here because I actually have 3 spare empty sections. So this one is dedicated to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I know, slightly controversial. I know not everybody liked this screenplay, but I loved the actual play in person. It was one of the best things that I've ever seen. So it needed its own shelf. Now a lot of this stuff I actually got from New York in the Lyric Theatre and oh, it was the best time ever. So in the center I have got the original screenplay and this is the special rehearsal edition script. I've also got the little things that you get when you're there. So at the back on the right hand side, it's a really nice program that you can get when you're there. It's so pretty, it's foiled, it's gorgeous. And as you can see, I've got quite a lot of wands. Now I think they only do 4 of the Cursed Child wands and I have 3. So I've got Hermione's wand, which is on the left. And then in the middle, I've got Albus's wand, which is my favorite because it's made out of cherry wood and you can see cherry stones. I freaked out when I realized that that was what it was meant to represent. And on the right hand side, on top of the wand boxes, you can see Scorpius's wand, which is one of the first Cursed Child wands that I got. Now, just behind the book, you can see the soundtrack CD, but there's something a little bit special about this one because it is signed by the one and only Imogen Heap, who is the composer for all of the music that you hear when you go and see The Cursed Child. Oh, I love it. It's very, very special. So yeah, this is all my Cursed Child stuff. I also have some button pin badges on the right on the bottom. I need a way of displaying those, but that's where they live. There's also a picture behind the book as well, where it's just like a little screen capture of what you can see and what you can expect when you go and see the play. Next, I have come to one of my full bookshelves. Now, this is a mixture of different things. Some of them are magical books, some of them aren't, but I thought they looked all good together. So starting from the left, I have a very old vintage edition of the Christmas Carol, which was given to me from my nan's side of the family. Then I have got classic ghost stories, and then next to that I've got a Newt Scamander journal. I really like the way the spine looked. And then I've got a Wizarding World The Dark Arts book. It's a movie scrapbook. It had loads of little bits and bobs, so I've actually taken some of them out. Then I've got a pop-up book. It's called A Pop-Up Gallery of Curiosities, and it's for the Wizarding World. This book is incredible. It's really, really cool. It has loads of different scenes from the Wizarding World. And then I've got my Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book. And then the next book it's just a pretty book. It's not magical, but it's a masterpiece library of short stories. But I bought it because it looked vintage and you could kind of find it in a Hogwarts library. You're going to see quite a few of these in this video. So then I've got Quidditch Through the Ages next to my first copy that I got of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Then we've got another pretty book, which is the works of William Shakespeare. And then I've got The Tales of Beedle the Bard, a notebook which says The Book of Spells, and then I have a Wikipedia book, which is a modern day White Witch's Guide. And then I have a book which is made by Jack, Alarm 18, who made the Advanced Potion Making book. So this is a Goblin dictionary, so it's kind of like a language book, which is really cool. It's really pretty actually, so definitely go check those out. I think he might even still be selling them. If he does, I will link it down below for you guys. Moving on to the section which is a little bit of a nod to the beginning of Harry Potter's journey. So I have Harry's glasses on the lower right, and in the middle I have the Hogwarts acceptance letter, and I have quite a lot of the Hogwarts Express ticket replicas. So I've got a big one at the back there, and then I have a few smaller ones. I've also got some of the envelopes that the acceptance letter comes in. One even has a really nice wax seal, and I also have this print of the Hogwarts Express which I got from one of my subscription boxes. I think it came from a Geek Gear one, but don't quote me on that. But either way, I love this little section. It's where his journey began and all the little bits and bobs from the Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, I really, really like this section. It fills me with a lot of happiness. Right, okay then, we have moved to one of my most busy shelves, and this one is dedicated mostly to Honeydukes, the Wizarding World candy shop. So, in the centre I have got a Honeydukes book, and it's Scratch and Sniff. That's right, you heard correctly. It's a Scratch and Sniff Honeydukes book, so when you're flicking through the pages and you want to know what some of the sweets and candy smell like, you can give it a little scratch and you'll be able to smell all of the scents that are in Honeydukes. I really like the book. It's also really pretty on the cover as well. So just in front of the Honeydukes book, I have got some of Luna Lovegood's Spectra specs. Now these are official merchandise and you can wear them. They're one of my favourite things regarding Luna Lovegood that I have. And either side of the book, I have got two Lunas. The one on the right hand side is her with her lion headdress on, and her on the left, she has got her Spectra specs. She's holding a Quibbler and she's got that really nice skirt on. Yeah, so I love these figures a lot. So those are the Luna things on this shelf. Now everything else on this shelf is dedicated to Honeydukes. So I've got a real chocolate frog replica, and it's like really squishy and movable and you can stretch it. It's really, really cool. I got that a couple of months ago and it's definitely one of my favorite things on the shelf for sure. On the left hand side has its chocolate frog box, so those come together when you buy them. And I've got a lot of candy. So I've got Bertie Bott's Every Flavour Beans, which is on top of a Primark candle, which I believe smells like rhubarb and custard. I've got some caramel and sea salt fudge. If you have never tried this before, definitely get some because it is the most delicious fudge. That box is in fact empty because of course I treated myself. Behind that I actually have a pin set. This is from Geek Store. The front cover is the front of Honeydukes, but when you open it you are met with a lot of Honeydukes style pin badges, so they still live in there. I haven't put them on my pin board yet, but I just thought that looked great on this shelf. Next to that, which you can't see from the front very well, I actually have some peppermint toads. Again, delicious. I have some fudge flies. I have some fizzing Whizbees. Those actually have their chocolate still in. I don't know if that's a little bit gross to just keep them on a shelf, but I'm sure they'll be fine. So I also have a money box. It says Sweet Treats. It's from Primark. Obviously, it's to represent the chocolate frog type theme. I really like it. And then I've got my really big Honeydukes mug. I got this from the Warner Brothers Studio tour. It's really, really big. Like, it's almost fishbowl sized. And then inside there, I have a tin of Dumbledore's favourite sweets, which are sherbet lemons. So yeah, this is my very sweet shelf. And it's one of my favourite shelves because it's very vibrant, really bright and very, very colourful. And of course, Luna's on there, so it's going to be my favourite. So we've gone from one of my busiest shelves to one of my least finished shelves. This one is a work in progress, and it's going to be themed on Weasley's Wizards Wheezies, so Fred and George's shop. I actually have another pin set in the middle, so there's loads of relevant pins about their shop in there, and it's got their shop front, which makes the box, again from Geek Store. What else is on here? So I've got a poster which came from, I believe, a Geek Gear box. Most of the prints come from those boxes. So this is one of their kind of the Skiving snack box promotional posters. To the right of that, there's actually a catalogue and advertisement brochure. This came in a subscription box, and it's made by Danny from Muggle Magic. He makes many cool things. On the right hand side, I believe Danny made this as well, unless I'm losing my mind, but this is a full catalogue that was designed around Weasley's Wizards Wheezies, and it is amazing. So I've got it open on the Wonder Witch page, and it has a love potion on there. So in front of there, I've just put my love potion mug, which I recently got. It's actually standing on a candle. This isn't permanent, don't worry. On the bottom, I don't know if you can see, in fact you definitely can't see, but I have some tickets by Fred and George, and they're kind of like little betting slips because they were little rascals. So yeah, there's not much else to say about this shelf because it's a work in progress. I intend on getting things like the Bubble Boy and the Puking Pastels statue maybe to put on this shelf. What do you guys think? Let me know what I should put on this shelf. But it's going to be a really bright and colourful one again. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what I can turn this shelf into. Moving on from Weasley's Wizards Wheezies, we have come to my Nightbus Shelf. Now this is another shelf that is in progress because the shrunken head, which is currently sleeping up the side of the Nightbus, he's actually going to be suspended from the top of the shelf, so it looks like he's hanging like he would be doing at the front of the Nightbus. Take it away, Ernie! Yeah, so the Nightbus itself is actually a money box. I got this from Primark. I think it was around £10 to £12. It's made out of ceramic. I just love the purple and the whole branding surrounding the Nightbus. I love the gold foiling, which you can see on the tickets at the back. I have two Nightbus tickets. There's one that's quite big, which I think I got from a Litjoy box. I also have a smaller one, which was made by Alarm 18. I also have the box that the shrunken head came in because it was too pretty to get rid of. So yeah, I'm really excited to hang the shrunken head up. I have some more purple things in here really. If there's anything Nightbus related that you can think of that I can put into this section, please do let me know down below. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Cherry, wasn't that golden egg in your bathroom? You would be correct, it was, but it was too pretty not to put on my shelves. I feel like I need to get another one for my bathroom, or maybe just cart it in there when I have bubble baths. But no, I changed my mind. It looked too pretty not to display with everything else. It's one of the kind of classic Potter things that yes, it's very, very shiny. I love it. If you've seen my bathroom tour, you would have seen what it looks like. I love this egg very much. I do still wish that it opened, like with all of my magical heart, I wish that it opened, but it's still a beautiful replica. It's a beautiful piece to put on a shelf. I love the owl detailing at the top where the clasp is meant to open, but it doesn't. I really like the details. I like that it's just beautiful. It looks like it's come directly out of the prefect's bathroom, and it comes on a little stand so it's not just rolling around, because that would be quite funny actually. So yeah, this is the golden egg, and if you're wondering what's over here, well, I'm gonna keep that for a different video, I'm afraid, so let's move on. Now, something that I've never had before is a Quidditch shelf. I have the space now to do extra themes. So this is a new themed shelf, which I really, really like. So this is all dedicated to everything Quidditch. So we've got golden snitches. The one on the left is actually a clock, and it's from Pottery Barn Teen. And oh my God, I want to cry. They don't ship to the UK anymore, and it's like my favorite place to get Harry Potter stuff. So R.I.P. me. So behind there is a Quidditch campsite map, and it's really cool. It kind of extends into like a big circular map, like the stadium. It's really, really awesome. On the back, there's a Quidditch World Cup poster, and then just down below to the left-hand side of that poster, you will see some Hogwarts library cards. I also must say that this isn't just Quidditch, it's mostly Quidditch, but it's also Ronald Weasley shelf. So we've got Ronald themed items on here as well, which I'll get to in a minute. So I have 3 of these Hogwarts library cards, which are really, really cool. Another of my favorite paper replicas, which I just had to display. Now, let's go to the center of the shelf. You guys have seen this before. This is my mini Quidditch set replica, and the quaffle and the bludgers do come out. However, the golden snitch at the back does not. Now, speaking of at the back, I've got a few Quidditch badges. I've got one for the Bulgaria team, as well as the Holyhead Harpies. If you can slightly see, I've also got the teaspoon, which is from the Litjoy crate, which says Ron's emotional range on it. Oh my god, it's my favorite spoon ever. Now, above there is a Quidditch World Cup, the final ticket, which is really, really colourful. So that's when Bulgaria and Ireland were playing. And then there's another Quidditch World Cup kind of little thing as well. I think that's also meant to be a ticket too. Then you can see the Howler from Molly Weasley. It's a really cute replica. This was made by my friend Ross, the red one. It doesn't open, but on the back there's a really nice wax seal as well. And then the long letter that says, "Ronald Weasley, how dare you steal that car? I am absolutely disgusted." That one, I think that came in one of those boxes that you can get per character. You can get them from Noble Collection. You can get a Hermione, a Harry, and a Ronald one. The artifact boxes. There you go. I remembered what it was called now. So yeah, you can get the letter from there. And then in front of the Howler is a golden snitch. Now, if you press a button, the wings do flap on this particular golden snitch, but I don't often press it, but it is quite fun. I think it would be nice if it didn't make that much noise. And on the front of it, there's all the trademark stuff, which kind of takes some of the magic away, but it's still a golden snitch. It had to go on the shelf. And then I have a little Broom replica. It's not the best made Broom, but it's small enough to go on this shelf. The little stand tends to break off occasionally, but either way, this is my Ronald and Quidditch shelf. What do you guys think? So welcome to one of my newly themed shelves. That's right, I have finally got a Fantastic Beasts, the Crimes of Grindelwald themed shelf, and I'm in love with everything on this shelf. It's definitely one of my favourites within the entire bookshelves. Well, Harry Potter shelves, I should say, because there's not that many books in regards to Harry Potter collections. But anyway, let's move on. More about the things on this shelf. So in the centre, you can see The Crimes of Grindelwald, the original screenplay. And this one is actually signed by Eduardo and Mirafora Mina Lima, the graphics designers of Harry Potter, because they design the front covers of these screenplays. And this one, they have excelled themselves because it is stunning. I love all the details on this book. There's loads of little hidden things. If you look at it really carefully, there's the Eiffel Tower, there is Nifflers, there's Swooping Evils, there's so many things, and it takes a while to kind of spot all of the different shapes that they've actually incorporated into this front cover. So hanging off the original screenplay, I actually made a use from some of the Wish items, and this little blood-packed necklace, which is a lot smaller than the official replica, it actually was perfect for this shelf, so I'm really glad that I kept this one. So that hangs there. Now, to the right of the shelf, I have got the art of Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. These books are beautiful. I actually have the one from the first Fantastic Beasts as well, and it is stunning. At the bottom of the art book, I have Albus Dumbledore's wand, as well as Gellert Grindelwald's wand. Obviously, the Elder Wand is his in this film, so I've had those together because Albus and Gellert belong together. So behind my screenplay, I've actually got a ticket from the premiere. Your girl got invited to the world premiere of The Crimes of Grindelwald, and oh my goodness, I went down the blue carpet. I felt magical. J.K. Rowling was there and all of the cast, and I could not keep this. I needed to have it, so it fit perfectly on this shelf. Above there, I actually cut the next 2 paper pieces out of one of the archive books, which I'll show you later on. So I've got Nicholas Flamel's card. This is the card that Dumbledore gives to Newt as the safe space. It's so beautiful. It's gold foiled. Oh, it's so pretty. I had to display that up there. Now, next to that, I have a pull-out from the Dark Arts book that we spoke about earlier. This is a letter to Gellert from Albus Dumbledore, and I love this kind of thing because I feel as though I've I've stolen their private letters. I just really like it. They seem really personal, so I enjoy that one a lot. Peeking out from behind the screenplay on the left at the bottom, there's the Paris postcard from Queenie. No, from Tina to Queenie. Excuse me. But yeah, this one's really pretty, and I also took this out of one of the books because I had 2 copies. I know it's really naughty to cut things out of books, but I really, really like the paper replicas, so sometimes I get 2 copies occasionally. Naughty. Now, at the back, this is actually really rare. This is a magazine that came out when the first Fantastic Beasts was released. And in the front of it, there's actually a video player, and it has an extended trailer and some interviews in that you can only watch if you bought this Empire magazine. I actually have 2 copies of this, and you can charge it up. It looks like the New York Ghost, the newspaper. So this had to go on here. It's really, really pretty. And then I have a replica. That's right. I've got the official replica of the blood pact between Albus, Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, I'm really sorry, but I'm guessing you wouldn't be here if you hadn't seen it. Who knows? Sorry if you haven't. So yes, that is my Grindelwald shelf. I really do like this shelf a lot. It's in the center of my bookcases and it's very pretty. I love the colors. I love the turquoises and the kind of darks, and oh, I love the thestrals as well on the front of that art book. I really, really like it. Yeah, let's move on. There's plenty more to see. The next shelf is pretty much a display shelf. So I went to this vintage shop knowing that I wanted loads of antique-y looking books to kind of imitate the Hogwarts library feel. So you'll notice that none of these book titles are magical, but from far away they look absolutely fantastic. I really like them. I love that they're all different kind of colours, shapes and sizes, and I like the gold foiling on them, though I'm kind of tempted to do a DIY on some of them so that they do say magical book names. I could make them up. It could be really fun. Here's a thought actually. What would you call a magical book that you were going to write? Let me know down in the comments and maybe I'll pick 1 or 2 of those to put onto a book. So in the center of this book display, there is one magical book on here. That is a notebook that I recently purchased but replaced with a better one, which you'll see soon. So that's one of the Mina Lima notebooks of Fantastic Beasts, but I'll show you the one that I intended on getting but thought this was it because I'm a numpty. So yeah, this is my vintage bookshelf and I like it. Yes, I do. Sticking with the Hogwarts library kind of feel, I found this beautiful clock in a Harry Potter shop on, I think it was called Victoria Street in Edinburgh, and I bought this because I am obsessed with things that look like they could have belonged in Dumbledore's office. It's so beautiful. It's on a wooden base. The sphere that is the clock just hangs there. It's really, really beautiful. I think this cost me around £50, maybe £60. I was on holiday. It was a treat yourself moment. Don't judge me. But yeah, if you guys know of anywhere that I could get vintage looking things that look like they've been stolen from Dumbledore's office, do let me know because I want more things like this for my own office. So yeah, this is my little magical clock that's in the corner. Moving down to one of my lower rows. Now we've come to my favorite books. These are some of my prized possessions because they're so beautiful. A lot of these are vault books, so you've got magical places, the creature vault, the artifact vault, the character vault, and a lot of these books have pullouts inside. That's why they're really special. They're more than just a book. Now you'll probably also notice that I have 2 copies of 2 particular books, and that is The Case of Beasts and The Archive of Magic, the film wizardry book for the Crimes of Grindelwald. Now I have 2 copies of these. One is for the pullouts and the other copies are because they are signed again by Eduardo Amirafora from Mina Lima, the graphic designers, and they're very special to me. So yeah, that's why I keep 2 of these books, and they're some of my favorites, so it can't hurt to have 2. But I recommend all of these books on this shelf, and one in particular which is probably one of my newest additions. When I got the Archive of Magic book, I got this book that looks like real newspapers from the Crimes of Grindelwald. It's really, really pretty. It's really good for flat lays, and I like that all the pages look like magical newspaper. So yeah, these are all of my favourite books, and maybe you'll want to go check some out for yourself. I think the ones that I would recommend the most out of this collection here would be Harry Potter Film Wizardry, The Case of Beasts, and The Archive of Magic. Those three in particular are definitely worth checking out, just for all the extra little bits and bobs that come with them. Now, what can I say about this shelf? Oh my god. Okay, this is what I would consider my showstopper shelf, because it's just beautiful. It looks so magical with all of the potions. So let's talk about everything on here. Now, as you can see in the center, I have my copy of Advanced Potion Making. So many of you guys have seen this by now. I've shown it to you a million times, and I still get asked where it's from, where you can buy it. Sadly, you cannot buy these anymore, but you can go and check out the Instagram of the guy that made it. So if you go and search Alarm18, I would try to remember to leave the link down below. You can go see all of his other books and everything. He's really talented, so definitely go check him out. So let's start on the left-hand side. At the back, I've actually got a replica of the hip flask, which belonged to Mad-Eye Moody. It had Polyjuice Potion in, but of course it wasn't really Mad-Eye Moody, was it? It was Barty Crouch Jr. Yeah, I love having that on here. I thought that it matched the aesthetic. So let's talk about all of the other potions that are on here. So I have a little flask of filmmaking snow. This is actual snow from the Warner Brothers studio tour, the snow that they actually used in the films, which is really cool. And I feel like I'm very lucky to have that, as I don't think they sell that. I have Dragon's Blood, a dream jar, a bottle of mermaid tears, which one of my magical online family members made for me. It's beautiful. I have a bottle of Felix Felicis and Fluxweed. Most of these potions came from subscription boxes. They fill me with so much joy. I wish that there was a monthly subscription box which was just potions to your door every single month. If anyone wants to start making one of those, hit me up, because that would be fantastic. So I also have a candle, which is gillyweed. It smells so good. It smells so good. And I also have Wolfsbane. There's a few random little bottles behind. I have Eagle Owl feathers. I have Floo powder, which is my very own DIY. I really enjoyed creating that. I'd love to make some more. I have a cauldron and powdered horn of bicorn. I have Veritaserum, which is the truth-telling kind of potion, if you like. And I also have a small vial, which is the shape of Felix Felicis, Liquid Luck, which has little gemstones in it. And I have a vial of lavender. Now, behind the cauldron and everything, I have got a potions class syllabus, which I believe was also made by Muggle Magic. I'm not lying, he makes the best paper replicas that I know of. So yeah, this is my potion shelf. It just fills me with so much happiness, because it's Hogwarts on a shelf. I feel like Snape would be so proud of this shelf. I really do think he would be. Yeah, good old Snape. We have now come to the exact center point of my bookshelves, and obviously I had to put the Ravenclaw Lost Diadem. That's right, I've dedicated this shelf to my Horcruxes. Now, some of the things that are on here are not Horcruxes, but they did look good on this shelf with them. So let's talk about everything on here. As I've previously mentioned, the Ravenclaw Lost Diadem, the official replica, is in the middle. I love this so much. It's so pretty, so shiny. I feel like a magpie every time I look at it, or a niffler I should say. Got to keep my niffler away from this shelf. So I've got the Horcrux ring, I've got the Slytherin locket, I've got the crystal goblet from the cave, which has my Wish replicas in it. So I've got the Wish ring and the locket in there just because it looked really pretty as a display piece. And I've also got my Hufflepuff cup. I love Hufflepuffs. I've also got the golden egg necklace, which is really pretty, and this egg does open. You can open it and see the really pretty inside of this golden egg. So yeah, and obviously I've got my time turner on there. Save the best till last on this shelf. You guys know how I feel about my time turner. So I actually have two time turners. They're exactly the same, but one I wear day to day, though I'm thinking of swapping them around, because the one that you see me wearing in most of my videos, that is the one that I met JK Rowling wearing. So I think I might swap it out and wear the one that's in the case right now, because the other one holds a very special memory to it. So I think that deserves to be displayed. So yeah, this is where I keep all my jewels, my shiny things, the Horcruxes, and it's right in the middle. So it looks really pretty. It looks really good in the middle. I'm really pleased with it. let's move on. Another one of my favorite shelves. I feel as though I'm saying this about all of my shelves, but I mean, it makes sense. Everything on these shelves are my favorite, but this one in particular, again, a brand new theme that I've never had on my shelves before, and I love it so much. So another Fantastic Beasts themed shelf, and this one is dedicated to Newt's book, would you believe? So in the center, now this is actually a notebook in the middle. This isn't a book. I wish that it was. I really hope that they come out with a proper book version of this with this cover because it is stunning. I got this one from truffleshuffle.co.uk. I think it was about £12, but it's beautiful. Just look at it. So some of the paper replicas on the back. So we've got the Flourish and Blots kind of advertisement, you know, advertising that Newt's going to be doing his signing there with his new book and all that kind of thing. It's the official book launch for Newt, and these came from, I think, the Archive of Magic, the Crimes of Grindelwald book. I just thought they were perfect for this shelf. And I've also got a Ministry of Magic identity card for Newt Scamander. So this identity card is from the 1920s. I really like the look of this one in comparison to the more modern ones. And I also have another one of those pin sets from Geek Store which says Flourish and Blots. Obviously this had to go on this shelf because that's where Newt did his first signing. And next to that, oh, I forgot to mention, did I say that there's pins in there of all the different books that Flourish and Blots used to sell? They're really, really cool, actually. So there's an ink pot on the far right-hand side, and it's Flourish and Blots ink. So with ink, you have to have a quill. So on the left-hand side, I've got one of my favorite magical quills, which is black. It's very ornate, very pretty. And behind that, there is actually a copy of Spellbound, which you do see in the Crimes of Grindelwald film, and it's open to the page where it says Newt to wed, and he's standing next to Lita and his brother Theseus, and it has the kind of book cover in there as well. It's really, really cool. I love this shelf so much. I feel as though I have been to Flourish and Blots. I've picked up his book. I've kept all of the leaflets and the pamphlets about it, and I've got the Spellbound magazine. I don't know. It just feels really good, this shelf. And that book, though, that gold foil. I'm a sucker for gold foiling. The last section to this row is dedicated to another Horcrux. That's right. I've got even more Horcruxes. This is the last one in my collection, and this is Tom Marvolo Riddle's diary, and I thought it was only appropriate to put a basilisk fang next to it. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this basilisk fang, so I really like that it's a thing, but I hate the paint job on it. So I think soon, I know I've mentioned this before, I think very soon I'm going to do a repaint of this basilisk fang to try and make it look even more realistic, because I think it's a really cool item. I just think it could look better. So yeah, this is where my diary lives. It's really good quality. It's the official replica. It has metal corners. It's faux leather, so kindness to animals. And I put it on a little book stand because I thought it deserved to be displayed. So let's move on to another row, shall we? We've got 3 more rows. Oh my God. I have finally found somewhere to display my DIY Hogwarts house points counter. That's a little bit of a tongue twister, actually. Try saying that 5 times fast. So I made these quite a while ago now. I never really had anywhere to display them, but I do now. Gryffindor's in the lead. Now, I will mention, I feel as though this needs mentioning, when I filmed this video, I didn't buy enough yellow beads. It was not intentional. I'm not a Hufflepuff hater. They're my second favourite house because I feel as though I'm secretly a closet Hufflepuff. Don't get me wrong, Hufflepuffs. I love you all. So, yeah, let's move on because we're getting to the wands. Okay, get ready. Wands are coming. Here we are at my first, yeah, that's right, I've got 2. My first wand shelf. Now, this shelf in particular is dedicated to Fantastic Beasts and The Crimes of Grindelwald. So both of the movies, so I've got the first wave and the second wave of Fantastic Beast wands. There are a couple missing. I don't have Tina's wand, and I don't think I have Percival Graves' wand, but I have everybody else's wand, I think. So my favourites among these, Queenie is at the top because her wand is absolutely beautiful. I'm a big fan of Theseus's wand as well. I love the tortoiseshell. And I think if I had to mention, oh God, I like them all. Ooh, I really like the end three. There is Lita's wand, Grindelwald's wand, and also Nicholas Flamel's wand. Yeah, they're all fantastic. What a great way to display them. Am I allowed to say that? Because they're mine? I don't know. But either way, let me know what you think, because I know a lot of you weren't a big fan of how I used to display my wands in my Kallax shelves, but hopefully you like these a little bit better as you can see them all. We've come to another of my favourite shelves. I know, I can't help myself. So this one is another Fantastic Beasts themed shelf, but it is dedicated to the original Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. So in the centre, you will see the original screenplay. This is also signed by Eduardo and Mirafora, the graphic designers from the Wizarding World. Oh, look at it, the gold foiling. Yes. I have loads of beasts on this shelf. I've got a bendable bowtruckle, which you can get from Noble Collection. I've also got an Occamy, which is part of their Magical Creatures collection, and the Cornish pixie is as well. I know this isn't necessarily in Fantastic Beasts, but it is a fantastic and magical beast, so he belonged on here too. I have got a really tiny Niffler. You won't be able to see it from the wide shot, but I'm going to zoom in for you. The smallest Niffler in the smallest, tiniest little briefcase. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. It had to go on this shelf. I've also got a very big Niffler. That's right. I've got a very, very big Niffler. That sounds wrong, but let's continue. So this Niffler is a replica that I got custom made by an Etsy seller. She's a fantastic artist. It came all the way from Russia. So my Niffler flew all the way from Russia to England to come and live with me. And as you can see, he has a pocket, and in his pocket, he has got some Gringotts coins. These are actually the coins from my Wish video. I'm finding purposes for all of the things. Behind Mr. Niffler, there is a map. This is the map that you will probably find Newt Scamander looking at. And there's so many things. I've also got a beer mat from The Blind Pig, and on the back of it there is an advertisement for Giggle Water. I love that scene where Jacob just bursts out laughing after taking a shot of Giggle Water. I laugh every time I watch that because Jacob's laugh is perfect. It's so perfect. Now, I've already shown you the art of the Crimes of Grindelwald book earlier, but I also told you that I had the art of the film Fantastic Beasts. Both of these books are worth getting. They are absolutely beautiful. So I have a teeny tiny bowtruckle that lives on the corner of that book at the top there. He's very, very sweet. I've also got a replica, a paper replica, which was made by my friend Rodney. You may know him as Quick Spell Co on Instagram. And he made me this little paper replica, which is the thing that led Newt Scamander to go to New York in the first place. And he did such a good job. It's absolutely fantastic and I love it very much. Now, the last thing on this shelf is an identity card for Makusa for Tina Goldstein, and yeah, I just love my paper replicas. I can't say anything more than that, but this shelf is fantastic. Yeah, I'm doing a pun and I'm not even sorry about it. Here we have come to my second and final wand shelf. That's right. Welcome to my Harry Potter wand collection. I feel as though I could have more than this, but it's enough to keep me going. So, fun fact about all of these, they're not all official. A lot of them are, but it's probably about 50-50 to be honest. So the Harry, Ron and Hermione, Luna and Severus Snape wands, those are all official. And then I've got Sirius, Fred and George, McGonagall. Those are not official. Then I've got my wand that chose me when I went to Florida. And then I've got an Elder wand. That's official. And then the Broken wand and the Victor Crumb wand at the end. Those are not official. But I love them all and they had to be displayed. So yeah, I love these. And I've got one of these either side of my bookcases. So it kind of balances out a little bit. Let's move on. There's still quite a lot to look at. Next up is quite a nice simple shelf. This is where I keep my golden snitch light. That's right, this is a golden snitch lamp. You can plug this in and it's USB powered, and it's one of those touch sensitive motion thingamabob kind of lamps. You know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it's really pretty. It looks like it's in one of those glass domes, which I'm a big sucker for. I think they're fantastic. I think they look very magical, those domes. And I could not buy this. It's a little snitch in one of those domes. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's that. I feel as though it should go into my bedroom, but it kind of looked like scientific on the shelves. I couldn't not put it here. Let's move on to some more books. We have come down to another row of my bookshelves. Now, these books here are a little bit random, a little bit jumbled. They're not all magical, but let's talk about the magical ones on here. So, the green book near the left, that is an edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I can't remember if it's German or Dutch, but a magical online family member sent this to me because she thought that I would appreciate the artwork on the cover. She was correct. It is absolutely stunning. I love it a lot. Next to that, I have another original screenplay of the Crimes of Grindelwald because I pre-ordered one and then realised that I could order a signed one, so I have 2 copies of that. In the middle, I've got the Essential Defence Against the Dark Arts book. This is another replica by Jack, Alarm 18. I could dedicate a library just to his books, I swear. This replica is approximately 900 pages. They're all different. He was a busy bee when he was making this. It's fantastic. Another one of my favourites. Next to that, I've got the Tales of Beedle the Bard. This is an American edition. I've then got some dream dictionaries and stuff. And then I've got another book by Jack, and this is one of his own magical books that he made up himself, and it's about magical runes and how to understand them. I think that might still be available, so go check out his Instagram. And then I've got some poem books, so they're not magical. But yeah, let's move on from the books onto the next shelf. So this shelf is kind of filled with little random bits and bobs that I didn't quite know what to do with yet. So starting on the left, this is almost starting to be a divination section. I've got a teacup which says, "My dear, you have the grim," from Professor Trelawney. I've also got a glass kind of crystal ball, if you like. And then I've got the prophecy orb, which is so beautiful. It's engraved inside and it says, "Neither shall live whilst the other survives." And it's got the little tag of the prophecy. Really, really beautiful. That, in fact, is one of my favourite pieces in my entire Harry Potter collection. It's really gorgeous. It's from Litjoy Crate. I'm not sure if you can buy that anymore. Definitely go check out their website to see if they still do it, but it's really, really pretty. So in the centre, I have got a wooden box which has a witch symbol on it. I'm not sure what it's called. I got this from Glastonbury. They have a lot of witch shops there. This cost me £12. I just thought it was really nice and magical. Which brings me on to the thing on top. Now, this is a miniature cauldron. I bought this from Honeydukes. If you've not checked out my Honeydukes shop tour yet, you're missing out. It's the most magical shop I've ever been to. And this has a lid. It's quite heavy. It's made out of really heavy metal. It's just really pretty. I like the moons on the front, and I had to display this. It's really, really lovely. I've also got a magnifying glass, which I use in a lot of my Instagram flat lays, actually. It's another one of those things that I can imagine in Dumbledore's office. I've then got the fat lady in a frame, and she is she was made in a DIY because I wanted to use that as whenever friends come around to my house and they ask for the Wi-Fi password, I can say, "Oh well, go ask the fat lady, she knows the password," you know, smart. And then to the right hand side, I've got some antique vintage Kilner jars, which I want to start doing some DIYs with, and haven't done them yet, but I'm planning on doing them, so those just live on this shelf for now. Let's move on to probably one of the most important shelves. Now, I'm sure you can understand why I said that this was one of the most important shelves to me, and it's because it homes my Harry Potter books, my original copies that I first read and got into Harry Potter. On the left-hand side, they are the original British covers, and I love them so much. They're really kind of treasured items. And then next to those, I actually have the new British covers. These are more modern, they're really pretty, and I just liked them. I wanted another set of Harry Potter books because I don't like to read my original ones anymore because they're so old. I mean, they must be 20 years old, some of those now. So yeah, it's where the story began, so that's why they're so important. I've also got some random books on the end just to fill out the shelf, some of my dream books and my Law of Attraction books, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and I've also got a crystal Bible, so there's some more books, but I love Harry Potter so much. I'm sure many of you can relate. Let's move on to a shelf that might be a little controversial. Don't ask me why I did this, but I dedicated a shelf to Professor Dolores Umbridge. Yes, so this is the shelf that holds things that reminds me of Umbridge because I had quite a lot of things and I really like her aesthetic. I love that she loves kittens, and I had the kitten plates and the kitten cup that you can see in the middle there. So I got that cup from the Warner Brothers Studio Tour. They're really hard to get hold of. I can't find many of them on eBay. Yeah, I would have liked one or two more, but I managed to get one in person. So I've also got some Ministry of Magic themed things on here as well. I have a magazine that says Mudbloods, the dangers they pose. I've got a visitor pass for the Ministry of Magic, another identity card. These are the more modern ones compared to the one from Fantastic Beasts with Newt that I showed you earlier. And I have a lot of kitten plates. This is a set. Now, I must say, this shelf is not finished yet. I want to get some plate stands so that they're all stood up and they're displayed a little bit nicer. So this is another shelf that's not quite finished yet, but I thought I would show you anyway. And yeah, and I love the little Ministry of Magic paper aeroplane, the interdepartmental memo that I have there. So yeah, I like this shelf because it's purple and pink and it has kittens on it. I'm not even sorry. The last shelf on this row is homed to some collections. I have my original Hogwarts house badge collection. This was one of my first ever pieces of Harry Potter merchandise. I bought this from Forbidden Planet in Bristol. I remember it well. And behind that, I have the Gringotts Wizarding Bank coin collection. So it has a galleon, a sickle, and a nut. You can get those still from Noble Collection. I'm not sure if you can get the badges anymore. You must be able to. Definitely check if you're interested, because I'm not sure if they still make them or not. But yeah, so those are those two little things. I really like them. I use the coins a lot as props. I do take them out and use them. And yeah, I really like them. I like that they come in their little glass boxes. I guess it's time to move on to the final row of my bookshelves. Now, there's a lot of random stuff on here. It's not as organized as the rest of it, because I don't know why. I didn't have enough stuff to make them look good. But yeah, we'll get there. I'll still show you everything. Let's move on. I'm not going to go too in depth on the bottom shelves because they're not really fully organized. But on this shelf here, on the left-hand side, I've got some of my deluxe illustrated editions of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, as well as the Chamber of Secrets. These are not cheap to buy. That's why I haven't got the third one yet, but they're stunning. They're so beautiful. The edges of the pages are golden. They're really, really pretty. I'm glad I bought them. Above that, there is the Wand Collection, the Collector's Edition. It's kind of the same as the standard Wand Collection book, but it's got fancy packaging really, and there's a miniature Elder Wand inside. And on top of there's just a storage box, which kind of looks magical, a little bit mermaidy as well. And on the right hand side, there is a pile of magical front covers of magazines, and I have another one of those Empire magazines with the videos. And a lot of these magazines in this pile are from when the first Fantastic Beasts came out, and there's a few other collector's edition magazines in there too, which are really nice. And I've got my Quibbler replica on there, a Quibbler notebook, and there's also a plushie chocolate frog which I got from the Warner Brothers Studio Tour, and he smells like chocolate. He smells so good. So yeah, that's that shelf, and I'm quickly going to move along the rest of this row, so let's go. Now, this shelf here is a collection of miscellaneous items that I wasn't quite sure where to put yet. So in the center, there is a jewelry box, which is from a Wizarding World loot crate a very long time ago, and it's of Albus Dumbledore's sister, Ariana, and it's really pretty. She moves when you move past her. It's quite spooky and very magical. And then I've got a ceramic chocolate frog trinket dish, which I really do like. I would have liked that on the Honeydukes shelf, but there wasn't really space for it, so it lives down here for now. And then have a little lantern, which reminds me of Hagrid, a leaky cauldron, and then a little tin butterbeer cup, which I really, really like. I just don't know what to do with it yet. I don't want to drink out of it. I could use it as a pen pot, but yeah, I really like that. So yeah, these are items that don't really have homes yet. Let's move on to some more books. We're nearly finished. So these are the last books on my bookshelves. Now, these are very miscellaneous. A lot of them are not magical, so I'm probably not going to talk about a lot of those, but the ones that are magical are actually on the right-hand side at the bottom. I have a really big book which is called The Art of Harry Potter. This is stunning. It's a coffee table kind of style book, but I don't have a coffee table yet. And I then have Page to Screen. These books are so heavy because they're so informative and really detailed. They're fantastic. I really need to take my time and go through these books. I then have the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban illustrated edition by Jim Kay. This is just the standard one. And then I have the Harry Potter A History of Magic, which was from when they did the exhibition in London, which I'm really sad I didn't get to see it. But yeah, I have the book, which is really awesome. And then I have some random vintagey old looking books on top, which I was going to add to my Hogwarts library shelf of books, but they didn't fit. So yeah, they just live here. So those are all of those books. And we are going to move on to the final shelf of my shelves. Oh my God, we've made it. If you've made it to this far in the video, well done you. 10 points to your Hogwarts house. A slightly anticlimactic end to my bookshelf tour. I have got this wooden, mysterious chest. Yes, I got this for about £6 from a shop in the UK called B&M. I thought it looked very magical, very whimsical, and you're probably wondering, what is inside this magical, mystical chest, Cherry? Well, with my pin collection, because I put them all in display cabinets in their little box frames, I have all the backing cards and all of the pin backs, everything like that lives in this little chest because I didn't want to throw them away in case I do one day want to put them back onto their backing cards. So yeah, they live in there. Oh my God, we've made it to the end of the bookshelf tour. So yeah, that is it. You have had a tour of my entire bookshelves. This is probably about 85% of my Wizarding World collection that lives on these shelves. So you've seen a really good look into my Harry Potter collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know what your favourite part of my shelves were. Which was your favourite theme? Leave a comment down below and I'll have a little read of some of those. Thank you guys so much for watching and making it to the end of this video, as I'm sure it was a very long one. And I guess I will see you guys soon. Bye!